Everyone knows the Harry Potter universe, and besides the book series, it's of course the movies that have delighted millions of fans around the world. After the last installment of the film series in 2011, there were no more new screen adventures for the titular character. In 2013, Warner Brothers and J.K. Rowling got together and decided to produce a movie series about fantastic beasts and where to find them. Following the previously released films of 2016 and 2018, in today's original, we will discuss the third part of the series, which will be released in theaters next year. Learn everything you absolutely need to know about Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore before its release. First, let's talk about the film's cast. Some of the many familiar faces from the preceding movies are, of course, back. For example, there's Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander. The wizard and specialist for magical creatures once belonged to the Hufflepuff house. After leaving Hogwarts, young Newt traveled the world in search of his fantastic animal beasts. On his journey, he meets many interesting fellows, though not all of them are well disposed towards him. Also taking part in the movie is Ezra Miller as Credence Barebone. Credence is not only the mysterious adopted son of the anti-witchcraft fanatic Mary Lou from Part 1, but above all, he is also an extremely powerful wizard. He has been taken under the wing of the influential Auror Percival Graves, but suffers from having suppressed his magical abilities for much of his life. Needless to say, an equally important character in the upcoming film is Jude Law as Albus Dumbledore. The famous Hogwarts headmaster met his future enemy Grindelwald in Godric's Hollow. He always had a strong emotional bond with Grindelwald, as we could clearly see in the second installment of the Fantastic Beasts series. Further companion of Newt is the American Porpentia, called Tina Goldstein, who's embodied by Catherine Waterston. The down-to-earth witch belongs to the House Thunderbird of the Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, as does her sister Queenie. She and Newt are quite close. Last but not least, we would like to introduce you to the antagonist of the three-part film series. Of course, we are talking about Gellert Grindelwald. The notorious dark wizard was on the run for a long time due to various crimes he was wanted for, and is therefore anything but a pleasant contemporary. Especially in the second part, as the title already reveals, Grindelwald's crimes are the main focus. The scene in which Grindelwald fantasizes about atomic bombs and the Second World War in a manic speech naturally sticks in one's memory. The only ones to escape the subsequent demon fire in Paris are Newt, Jacob Kowalski, and Tina, who, with the help of Nicholas Flamel, prevent the entire city from being burned to the ground. Much more troublesome than the fire was the casting of the villain for Part 3, however. After the character was superbly embodied by Johnny Depp in the first two movies, he was no longer an option for Warner Brothers due to the notorious lawsuit against him. In November 2020, his official departure followed after negative reports about him kept piling up, and the film company saw no other solution than to dismiss Johnny Depp. This is precisely what many movie fans criticize Warner for, since his ex-wife Amber Heard has since also been noticed for defamation and false statements against Depp. So now an appropriate replacement had to be found quickly, as filming of Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore was about due. After short but intensive search, they finally introduced Mads Mikkelsen as the new Gellert Grindelwald. The Dane is not a bad choice, given that he was convincing with his acting skills as a villain in the Hannibal series, for example. Behind the scenes, the company is operating according to the idiom "never change a winning team" and is relying on David Yates as director. The 57-year-old Briton established his reputation above all with the production of the last 4 Harry Potter films. After all, he made a significant contribution to their success as director. Yates was equally in charge of the first 2 Fantastic Beasts movies. The screenplay was not penned by an unknown author from Hollywood either, but by Harry Potter creator and best-selling author J.K. Rowling. According to Kevin Tsuchihara, the president of Warner Brothers at the time, Rowling worked extremely hard on the script so that it would turn out even better than its predecessors. Shooting was supposed to start in the summer of 2019, but was then moved to February 2020 in favor of better pre-production, since the film is supposed to be bigger and even better than its preceding titles. The actual start of filming was then not until September 2020 due to the pandemic, and after a brief hiatus due to a case of infection, it was finally completed in May 2021. A lot of the not-so-well-known members of the crew, such as set designer Stuart Craig, were also already involved in the Harry Potter series and sadly ensure the proper atmosphere. Let's now move on to the possible plot of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. First of all, let's take a look at the story of the two prequels to refresh your memory. In the first part, we see Newt arriving in New York City in 1926 with his suitcase. In it are, of course, all sorts of little animals that he managed to find on his journey, such as a niffler and his boat truckles. We quickly realize that the mood is very tense in the city as more and more prejudice and hostility from the population is building up against the secretly operating magical society. Things get even worse when Muggle Jacob Kowalski accidentally opens Newt's suitcase, causing some of the animals to escape. As a result, he ensures that chaos takes its course. As they try to recapture the animals together with two witch sisters, they must face some dangerous opponents. The plot of the second part picks up more or less directly from the first one, but as the title already reveals, it is particularly centered on the villain Gellert Grindelwald. The Dark Wizard's ambitious goal is to control the Muggles through pureblood wizards. These plans soon become serious when Grindelwald, with the help of Mercutius Abernathy, manages to escape during a prisoner transport and quickly gathers a considerable number of followers. Newt is eventually contacted by Albus Dumbledore and asked to attend to the matter and thwart Grindelwald's plans in Paris. By the way, the second part did not really generate much enthusiasm among the fan community, and apart from a convincing performance by Johnny Depp, will definitely not go down in film history. So unlike the first part, which was mostly well received, many seem to perceive Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald as a downgrade. This makes the wait for Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore all the more exciting, since Warner and the team seem to be doing everything in their power to make the third part more elaborate and epic. Fittingly, Warner CEO Kevin Tsujihara also spoke out in an interview with the Los Angeles Times in 2019, in which he clarified that the second part didn't do so well and that everything must be done to make the third movie even better than the first. Still, can anyone even suspect what J.K. Rowling and writing partner Steve Kloves have put on paper in all this time? Incidentally, the latter was also involved in the scripts for almost all the Harry Potter films. But anyway, so far there are no exact details about the story, but it seems that the story of Newt will not be over after the third part. It has always been clear that the movie series would end up consisting of 5 parts, culminating in the big showdown between Albus Dumbledore and his former friend Gellert Grindelwald in 1945. Accordingly, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore would be the midpoint of the story arc, and as we already know from a 2018 tweet from Rowling, the journey in the upcoming film will take us to faraway Rio de Janeiro. For die-hard fans of the Harry Potter universe, this of course rings a bell. After all, the wizarding school Castelo Bruxo is also located in Brazil, which could be highlighted in more detail accordingly. Dumbledore, as the title suggests, is also expected to become more of a focal point. Thus, it could be about Dumbledore having been involved in Grindelwald's plans for the greater good and even having forged those plans with him as a youth. The Secrets of Dumbledore could likewise mean the secrets of the Dumbledore family, but that's pure speculation so far. US actor Dan Fogler, who embodies the aforementioned Jacob Kowalski, has obviously long been allowed to read through the script and concludes that one can expect a delightful character development similar to the first film. He also notes the oppressive mood in the film, which later leads to World War II, and last but not least notes that you can look forward to epic battles. Sounds quite exciting so far, don't you think? There are still many unanswered questions, for instance whether Queenie will continue to be a follower of Grindelwald, or how Credence will deal with the fact that he's in truth Aurelius Dumbledore and thus the long-lost brother of Albus Dumbledore. It remains exciting, and we can only hope that Warner Brothers will soon release a first teaser that will shorten the waiting time until the release on April 15th, 2022. And that's it for our latest original. Did you like our preview of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore? If so, please give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Also, do you have any other ideas or speculations about what the story of the third installment might look like? Let us know in the comments. See you next time.